And actually what Putin has done, he has made Europe stronger as well as NATO. Therefore, we really believe that Europe needs to boost up our own security, and we can do it by helping you to win this war.
Obviously, recently there's been major news coming from the United States. Your country is one of the biggest supporters of Ukraine. Your country is also neighboring Russia. Does your country feel safer after the recent comments by President Trump?
You know, Latvia is a neighboring country with Russia and Belarus for a very long time ago. And we are not just a neighboring country, we are as well as eastern border for European Union. And we take it very seriously. We have been building our security up since 2014 when we saw what happened in Ukraine. And not only border security as well as illegal migration, hybrid attacks are coming every day from Belarus. So yes, we look forward to strengthening our security, not just in European level, in NATO level as well. So I look forward to President Trump's announcements, and I hope that it will help Ukraine as well, what President Trump has promised.
The recent comments by President Trump also are dealing with NATO, and for the first time, President Trump is open to continuing supporting NATO as an alliance. Do you think that now Latvia is more secured in terms of a potential threat from both Belarus or Russia?
Latvia is doing our own homework, and we are already helping a lot ourselves as well as Ukraine. As you may know, we are spending already 0.25% from our GDP to Ukraine, as well as now we're spending more than 3.25% to our own security. So it means if all the NATO countries will deliver what they promised in NATO summit, it will really boost up overall Europe's and NATO countries' security as well as Ukraine's security. But we need those countries who are not yet delivering what they promised to NATO capabilities, to Ukraine, to do it. That's the main task, because one is just memorandums or public announcements, but another thing is what we really do. That's why today I delivered Patriots to Ukraine. I promised last time I was here almost 9 months ago, and now I delivered the first part of them. So that's how I see we can boost all of our security.
If we're talking about other European countries that are not doing their part, we're talking about the 18th sanction package for months, and also we see that each new sanction round is weaker and weaker and weaker. Do you think that's a failure of European institutions, and what can European countries that support Ukraine, like Latvia, for example, can do to actually boost support for Ukraine and increase the sanction pressure on Russia?
I believe this 18th sanction package is an opposite, much stronger, because Europe has been cooperating together with Lindsey Graham, who is a congressman from US, and we will definitely do it together with US, because it was our intention, because if more and more countries will put sanctions on Russia, as well as not just Russia, but those countries who is helping Russia in invading Ukraine, it will be more stronger message and more stronger sanctions than it would if it would just come from US or either from Europe. I know that Canada will join those sanctions, UK will join, as well as Norway. So those sanctions can really work towards those allies which are helping now Russia to boost themselves up in military. And Latvia is supporting as well as this sanction package. And there is no European institutions. This is a question of European member states. We know there is one particular member state which is not now agreeing with that, but the situation should be resolved, because we will pressure them to do what they need to do, because this is not a normal situation if all the countries agree and only one is staying in opposite situation.
I hope you're enjoying the Kyiv Independent interview with the Latvian Prime Minister. For more interviews like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming a member of the Kyiv Independent. Will Latvia accept or support the new sanction round if it doesn't include lowering the price cap on Russian oil?
It depends. It depends what will be on this sanction package then, because this is one of the main points in the next sanction package to lower the oil cap. Therefore, I don't know what the different option could be, but yes, I believe every next sanction where we can focus on getting Russia to pay for what they are doing will help you to win the war. And we know how many ships are going as a shadow fleet through Baltic Sea. And when we started to pressure them, sure, Russia became very nervous. And therefore, we have collaborated together with other Baltic Sea countries, and more and more sanctions will come as well to shadow fleet. Therefore, I believe sanctions work, and as far as we can pressure Russia, we must do it.
Most of the dual-use goods, and actually not only dual-use goods, but just weapons, are now coming to Russia from China. China is also buying Russian energy. 40% of Russian energy goes to China. Does the European Union plan on putting pressure specifically on China, maybe together with the United States, to help Russian economy to sink?
Latvia, for example, has never been very open on working together with China, especially we're speaking about dual-use goods. We are very particular on looking into deeper what are the goods, what are they meant to be. We have had discussions in Europe about China, but not yet we have a proposal on a table. We'll see how the discussions can be going forward. But at least now we need to have an 18 sanction package in Europe, and we need really to get US what they have promised to deliver.
Next year, Latvia is going to hold parliamentary elections, and we see that even in countries like Latvia that support Ukraine from the very beginning, there's voices that say that Ukraine needs to agree to any ceasefire, to any peace, for the war to just stop. Do you see there's a growing fatigue in specifically countries even that support Ukraine, like Latvia, and what can be done for people in Latvia to understand that supporting Ukraine must be continued as long as Russia is attacking?
You know that the official opinion and all the coalition of Latvian government really believes that we need to support Ukraine, and this is our very, very high priority. And yes, unfortunately, we understand that as well as Russian propaganda is working very hard to convince some parts of European citizens as well as our citizens start to think about the ways how Putin wants to think. But we are really working with our communities, but there always in a democratic state will be different opinions. And that's normal in a democratic state that people have different opinions. But until now, we have measured our voters, and more or less people really understand who is Putin, who is Russia, and they have suffered from Russia a lot. Many of our Latvians has been sent to Siberia during World War II or after the World Soviet times. So therefore, sure, there always will be a tricky points when Russian propaganda will try to trick our citizen minds by some social media issues. Therefore, we're working very hard as well as on our public media, explaining our citizens why it's important to help Ukraine. And that's why I'm here today, actually to show that it's very important as well from your side to understand how big issue it is for Latvia as well, our support to you.
And my last question is, if the United States makes another U-turn, do you feel that Europe right now in the current setting is ready to continue supporting Ukraine even without the US and to implement sanctions even if the US for some reason doesn't implement the sanctions that they promised?
we did it before. We have been there before. Europe was very persistent on implementing sanctions, even when US were in a difficult political situation when they had an election process. We understood that. But we know that US has now some operational things what you really need. But Europe as well is getting stronger. And actually what Putin has done, he has made Europe stronger as well as NATO. And that's actually a big success for Europe, that we have actually more united than we were before and more stronger than we were before. So therefore we really believe that Europe needs to boost up our own security, and we can do it by helping you, Ukrainians, to win this war.